door's open for our Tennessee Valley viewers to come on and watch.
The door has been opened.
That for a welcome on this wonderful Tuesday morning. You must be loving this. It's like summertime now.
Oh, I'm ecstatic.
It is hot outside. Hot.
I know.
That's great. That's great. Well, welcome joining us this Tuesday morning. We appreciate you. Look forward to having you with us for the full hour. My name is Matt Ryerson. I'm your Tuesday morning host. This is my co-host, Matthew Tolbert.
The Iron Man to your Captain America.
I like that. Kind of the comic book.
The Avengers is coming out this weekend.
That's right. Huge, huge. I wonder if Sarah is going to talk about that.
I hope she does. I'll be disappointed if she doesn't.
That's exciting.
We may have to get a new entertainment expert if she doesn't talk
That's right. If she doesn't talk comic books, then what good is she?
That's what I'm saying. What better form of entertainment is there than that?
Yeah, along with Sarah, we got Gary Owenby from Life Bridges, who also is a local sports broadcaster, somebody that we really like. He covers a lot of the Bradley sports, Bradley Central sports.
No, is he a play-by-play guy or is he a color man?
That's a great question, and we'll throw that at him. That's hard-hitting investigative journalism.
See, and I know the language. I know the actual terminology.
But I think he's going to give us an update not only on Life Bridges, but local sports probably, as well as this past weekend they had the Special Olympics.
That's right. And that's actually Alan Nope, actually, with the Life Bridges. He actually, what does he, chair that, or he runs it? Or
yeah, I think Life Bridges is a key sponsor, and he's
so Gary works for them, and so he probably sportscasted the Special Olympics.
That's exactly it, and that is always a wonderful event. If you've never had a chance to go and you missed it this year, you'll hear a little bit about the highlights, and you got to be there next year. It's really, as far as a spectator is concerned, I can say this because I've gone many times. It is essentially a life. It changes the way you view life. It really does. It's inspiring on so many levels.
And probably the way you view sports.
It does. It does. It really does.
Sports gets a new perspective. You get a new perspective after watching
Absolutely.
something
You
like
watch
that.
these pro athletes and kind of some of the shenanigans that go with that, and then you see some of these, what I call real athletes.
Like what happened last week. Was it last week when Meta World Peace elbowed a guy in the back of the head on the basketball court?
First of all,
knocked him out or something?
His name is Meta World Peace. Now, it's formerly known as
Ron Artest.
Ron Artest.
Which is really good because whereas World Peace is a direct opposite name from Ron Artest. Because Ron Artest was anything but peaceful.
He was. For those of you who don't remember, Ron Artest was the guy who basically climbed into the stands and started an all-out riot at the Palace in Detroit, and literally hundreds of people
He
were
was
involved.
with the Pacers, right? He was a Pacers player at the time.
Yes.
And he was in Detroit, and he just jumps into the stands and starts beating up.
Oh yeah, I mean he was just throwing fists at everybody. I mean it was if you didn't see this, it is crazy.
He got suspended for a year for doing something like that.
Yeah, the rest of that season. I mean, well, who jumps into the stands and starts fighting 100 people?
I don't know. But then he disappeared for a little bit, went over to some other teams, and he finally ends up with the Lakers and decides he's got a new perspective on life. And so
he
he's now
kind of changed his life, to give him credit, and we're all about second
He's
chances.
been good. He has been good.
And he's been very peaceful, and they won the world championship, and the first person he thanked was his counselor. Which, you got to give him credit. He understands.
Way to go, counselors.
That's right.
That's the good stuff there.
So his teammate second, and then God somewhere down the list, apparently. But nonetheless, he has done very well. And then this past week, he
elbows a guy in the head.
Clocks him, knocks him out cold.
He got six game suspension for doing that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then I just watched last night, one of the Celtics players, he bumped the referee.
Wow, what is happening?
He gets up and he starts saying some exclamatory language, and then
animated.
He was somewhat animated, and he bumps into Rajon Rondo, bumps into the referee and thrown out of the game.
He's going to get in trouble for that.
Suspension for that.
I don't think you're supposed to touch referees or umpires.
No, you are not. No, you are not.
So, we have that going on.
So it's nice to know that there's something like the Special Olympics out there.
That's right.
Where athletes actually like each other?
Yes, the sportsmanship is first and foremost. It's great. If you have kids, you really need to get them out there to see this because it is unbelievable and it's well done. So we're going to hear from Gary about that today. But speaking on sports, Summer Olympics is coming up. Are you a fan of the Olympics?
I am. The last time the Summer Olympics were on, my wife was giving birth to our first child.
Yes.
Your second child. And I was in the hospital room. My wife's over there, and she's in and out of consciousness. And I'm watching gymnastics.
That's not true.
I'm watching gymnastics. I'm watching swimming. And it was a great memory to have watching the Summer Olympics.
It was, and for me, it was funny. Michael Phelps was literally racing while we were having our daughter, Chloe. And I said, whatever it is, we're going to name it Michael Phelps. Our daughter's name is Chloe.
Not named Michael Phelps.
There's a veto in there, but so it's exciting.
I got to see the American gymnast, the female gymnast. Oh, I don't remember her. I don't know her name, but she won first place.
Yes,
she won first place. She got the gold medal.
Gold medal.
Right, gold medal. She got the gold medal, and it was like Thursday night, Friday morning because it was in China.
Right.
So she got the gold medal right before my daughter was born.
That is cool. And of course this year it's in London. So if you want to go, they speak English, which is
that's
helpful.
A good thing. That's a really good thing.
That's helpful. The King's English, as they say.
Yes.
That's as close as I get to an imitation.
No, the Queen's.
The Queen's English. Let's not start on the Queen.
Actually, Things That Matter is gonna talk about the Queen.
So anyways, I read this article, and I hope I'm not stealing any thunder here from your Things That Matter, but apparently as security, anytime you have the Olympics, you have all these world's athletes, attentions are high, that security is high.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And so apparently England has is rented out a couple apartments in different complexes, and they are basing missiles, both ground-to-air missiles as well as ground-to-ground strike missiles in these apartments.
I didn't actually see the story. I heard that there were missiles in buildings, but I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, so, I mean, these are like regular apartments, and they set up the window, and
So they're literally got missiles pointing out of the window so they can shoot them if they have to.
Yes. So I just kind of was playing this out through my head, as I usually do. And
wow.
I put myself in that situation, and I think, there comes a knock on the door. And I say, yes. And hi, this is British National Security, whatever, M16 or whatever they are. We're going to be next door. If you hear any clanging, please ignore it. We're just putting together a rocket launcher. And if you hear a big swoosh and a kaboom, well, just rest assured we are keeping you safe. How do your neighbors deal with that?
If there's an explosion next door, please leave the building.
Yes, just to let you know. And to lead one more step, upcoming movies, I read about the new James Bond movie that's coming.
Now, I read about the new James Bond movie, too. That looks really cool.
It does. It's exciting. You know how James Bond is traditionally very debonair and cool.
Nothing bothers him.
Nothing bothers him. Well, this movie is a very different look at the James Bond character, that he is twisted and turned inside, and he's got inner turmoil that he's battling with.
So you actually get to learn about who James Bond really is.
Yes, and they said they have put this off, and this was kind of a slap at a former actress that played James Bond. Actors, plural.
Okay, I thought you said actress.
No, actors.
Because James is a man's name.
Yes,
typically.
And I don't recall a woman playing that role.
If she hasn't yet.
But
they could call her Jamie, maybe.
They could. That'd be weird. But anyways, they said that Daniel Craig, who is the current actor that plays James Bond, is the only actor that they've had that is capable of playing the inner turmoil. And I guess if I'm Pierce Brosnan or Roger Moore.
No, Timothy Dalton was good.
Timothy Dalton. Who else do we have?
Well, Sean Connery was good. Now, but he was early on, so.
Right. And if I'm sitting watching that, I'm going, what?
He's an icon.
What are you talking about? I could have played that.
Yeah. Well, Pierce Brosnan probably could.
Probably could. And Sean Connery is just too cool to play that. I mean, he was good at what he did.
Well, in the 60s, they needed a guy like that.
Yeah,
but today, we need to know what's really going on with the character.
That's right. That's right. We
Totally.
Like so how's your weekend? All good?
It was good. It was good. I had my daughter all Saturday by myself. My wife was gone.
And you made it?
I made it.
Did she make it?
Barely. Barely. No, she actually was really good. She was actually really, really good. And then yesterday, she had a birthday party to attend to. I don't know if you noticed I got a little bit of sun. It was a outdoor pool type party.
Oh yeah.
And
good time.
They you know how kids love bubbles, right?
Yes.
So the dad of this little girl, who's my daughter's best friend, he puts in all these bubbles, the bubble mix, and dumps it into the little swimming pool. It's not a big swimming pool; it's a little swimming pool. He dumps it in there, and then he owns a construction company, and he had this little drill with a little thing on the end.
A mixer of some sort?
Yeah, a mixer, and it gets so frothy. It got so frothy that it was spilling over the sides, and his daughter laid down and did bubble angels.
That's hilarious.
on the patio.
That's good time.
And then he also has a blower, and he put the blower so it was pointing up, and he took all this bubbles, and he just dropped it in front of the blower, and it disperses it all up, and it looks like it's snowing.
That's funny. That's really cool.
That's like a Mr. Wizard thing. It's like Bill Nye the Science Guy doing something like that.
Yeah, and of all the stories you've told in the show, that's one of the best stories.
That was great. But I did tell you, now the little girl's mother is Brazilian. They speak Portuguese in Brazil. Well, my daughter goes and spends time over there. They stay over the house in afternoons or whatever. And my daughter's starting to learn Portuguese.
Really?
Are you petting the cougar?
I couldn't help but notice we got a new mascot.
We do. This is the nicer version than what we had last week.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's attacking you.
Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is that my wife and I...
Portuguese.
Well, she's learning it.
Right.
So my wife and I are like, we're going to learn Portuguese. We've decided.
Yeah. That's
because
a good
when
idea.
she gets older, you know, and she's a teenager,
yeah,
and Isabella's around, and they start talking on the phone, it's like, oh yeah, and they start talking Portuguese.
You want to understand.
I want to know what she's saying.
Yeah.
If they're talking about, oh yeah, well he said to come over to his house tonight at 11, so I'm going to sneak out and go do that. I know what you're saying, little girl, and you are not going to be getting away from me.
So I like it. It's good strategy.
We are learning Portuguese.
Only 2 countries in the world speak Portuguese.
That's right.
One of them's big, so who knows?
That one of them is
might
big.
come invaluable. We're going to take a quick look at today's weather. It has been sweltering, and I looked ahead as I got prepared for the week, and it is going to be hot and muggy.
I do like the sun that I got on my face, but I don't like the 90 that I see right there.
Yeah, man. Thursday, potential to hit 90, high 80s. And even maybe some low 90s with a small chance of rain today. It's supposed to be like 20%. So you might want to take your umbrella.
You know, we could. Now we got some hail. Didn't we get some hail last week?
Yeah, that was weird. That's weird. We've had crazy weather last
That was weird. It wasn't like rain. There wasn't a lot of precipitation. It was just hail. We could use some rain though. I think we could.
We were out watering the plants on Sunday because it's
been a little dry for the last few weeks.
It has. So, well, we have a great show, folks. Stick with us, and we'll be right back.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
Have annoying biting and stinging insects taken over your yard? Volunteer Ritapest can get it back. Make your yard a no-fly zone with Mosquito Guard. Volunteer Ritapest will eliminate these annoying pests, and you'll be able to work in your yard, have a pool party, a cookout, allow your children to play outside, or just sit outside and enjoy the evening. Volunteer Ritapest has developed an extremely effective treatment program that treats all shrubs, bushes, trees, and other foliage where mosquitoes and other biting, stinging insects live and breed. This material will not harm your plants or trees and leaves no harmful residue. This treatment program is safe for use around children and pets, but the best part is it's 100% guaranteed. If you are not 100% satisfied, Volunteer Ritapest will retreat for free until you are satisfied, or after 30 days, will cancel their agreement and refund 100% of your money. Give Volunteer Ritapest a call for a free no-obligation estimate. Phone 472-7736.
Discover great local programming right here on WTMB East Tennessee Television. Tune in weekday mornings at 6:30 a.m. for Tennessee Valley This Morning to find out what's going on in your local area. Watch East Tennessee Shopper with Joe and Kim Palo live every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Get caught up in all the latest sports action. Watch In the Spotlight with Brittany Jackson, Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. with replays at midnight. All this and more on WTMB East Tennessee Television.
Have you ever thought about a career in television broadcast sales? Well, if so, WTMB might just be the place for you.
We're looking for a person that is self-motivated and energetic to join the WTMB family as a broadcast salesperson.
If that sounds like you, give us a call at area code 423-472-8892 or email us at joe@wtmbtv.net or kim@wtmbtv.net. We look forward to hearing from you, and let's get started today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Ford, board certified in anti-aging medicine and pain management. Have you had recent decrease in energy, lack of sex drive, feel moody, grumpy, or sad? If so, you may have low testosterone and be a candidate for bioidentical hormone replacement. Listen to what two of my patients have to say.
Before I came to the Ford Clinic, I had to have a nap every day.
When I got off work, I'd lay around, really didn't want to do much and felt real lazy.
I've noticed since I had the testosterone implant that I can go a good 8 hours doing the things I enjoy doing.
I had it done, took about 25-30 minutes, 5 months, and I'm doing good. My stomach, my muscles, they've completely changed. My fat level has dropped. Get to go out and run, exercise with my son. My muscles are just getting stronger.
If you'd like to change your life, please call me at Ford Center for Pain Management and Anti-Aging Medicine at 423-400-9115.
It's a very simple process, and it's well worth it.
Welcome back, Tennessee Valley, on this beautiful Tuesday morning with a hot week ahead of us. Glad you can join us. Again, I'm your Tuesday morning host occasionally, Matt Ryerson. This is co-host Matthew Tolbert. And we have a special guest with us this morning, Mr. Gary Owenby. A lot of you may know Gary. He's been doing sports here for, how long you been doing sports, Gary?
Going on 20 years, I guess, now.
20 years of doing local sports, most of it with Bradley, right?
Most of it with Bradley, but all the local high school teams. And 20 years is a long time, but not when you consider that Corky's been done for 51 years, Corky Whitlock.
I tell you what, Corky is a living legend, isn't he?
He sure is.
It's awesome that he's still so active, and he doesn't miss anything.
No, he doesn't. He's been in about every Hall of Fame that's available to someone in his profession, and he's retired from his morning show, but he's still very involved. Matter of fact, we're talking about getting ready for a football campaign that's coming up 1st of August, I guess, and a lot of things going on for our local schools. It's been a great run for Corky and myself as well.
Yes, absolutely. And Gary, we appreciate you taking the time to be here today. And really what we're highlighting a bit today is obviously you have a great background in sports, and I think we're going to kind of hear your opinion, what's gone on this school year and what's coming up, what's exciting. But you had a very special event this weekend.
We sure did. The 30th Annual Special Olympics, the Civitan Club, the Cleveland Civitan Club, has been spearheading that effort for 30 years, have done extremely well. We had another great day Saturday. The weather was perfect as far as we're concerned. No rain, which is always good when you have a lot of folks outside. And the Cleveland Civitan Club, and it's not just not the Civitan Club. You have a lot of schools. Of course, you have E.L. Ross, Cleveland Middle, Cleveland High, Bradley High. Black Bridge was there. Polk County had a huge contingent here. So all the local schools that have disabled adults and students were there. So we had that going on. And we had a lot of help, of course, from the different organizations to volunteer to help us. You can't do an event of that nature with that many people without a lot of help, and it went really good.
That is awesome. And we were talking about, in just the last segment, we were mentioning some of the goings-ons, the shenanigans you see in professional sports, which are just continually to disappoint on so many levels, and is probably a reason why somebody like Tim Tebow gets so much publicity. We spent a lot of time talking about Tim Tebow this season because here's a nice guy and he kind of stands out. The Special Olympics has a very different feel. First off, they are athletes, and yes. I think some people may misjudge the training and everything. Maybe you could, though, talk about the entire philosophy of the event, the spirit of those games.
Well, the Special Olympics was originally started many, many years ago by Rose Kennedy. If you remember Rose,
yes.
She had a disabled daughter, and I think she was the one giving all the credit for starting it worldwide. It's become a huge event for those who, out of the mainstream, as we sometimes call normalized people or whatever, can't participate at certain levels. They have these events. On Saturday we had 50-yard dash, 100-meter dash. We had several wheelchair races. We had the softball throw and the standing long jump, and things of that nature that everyone can probably do. And the Cleveland Civitan Club, back I believe it was probably in early 80s, submitted this Special Olympics because we had a parade down Key Street one year. And along with that and all the background information we submitted that to Civitan International, and our club here locally in Cleveland won the International Award that year.
Wow.
Worldwide, and Kay Jenkins of Jenkins Deli fame was our president at the time. And Kay and her husband went to Oslo, Norway to accept the award on behalf of the Civitan Club. And you don't get any higher than that, and that's, you know, credit to the Civitan Club for what they did back at that time, and it's continued to grow. But the athletes there this is the big day of the year for them. Yeah. They do other events throughout the year. Obviously, I work down at Life Bridges, and we have a lot of guys. We have our own basketball team. We have a swim team. We have guys out here doing all kinds of activities all the time and doing it very successfully.
Right.
And it's just a day that everyone, even ones not on those specialized teams, can get out and enjoy the weather and the camaraderie. And everyone's a winner. Everyone gets ribbons, the participants, and all the winners get ribbons. And people like McDonald's, we had Ronald McDonald there Saturday, and they contribute to the lunching food and apple pies and things of that nature. So it takes a lot of folks to make it happen. The EMS is there, of course, and Sheriff Jim Ruth and Bill Emmendorfer, an old Cleveland High grad and former UT football player, were there to pin the ribbons on the participants. So it's just a very exciting day. I'm at work this morning, and that's all I want to talk about today. Let me show you my ribbons. Everybody wears their ribbons in. They've got them pinned on their shirts, and they want to talk about that today, and they'll be talking about that for months on end.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, these folks train all year round. I mean, this is not like, in fact, most of our audience that watches and works out occasionally, these people work out just as hard, if not harder, training for these events. It's always exciting. But
they're like professional athletes almost.
They are, except for the getting paid part. You know,
except for the getting paid part. Right.
They'll do it because of the love. And you know, I took my children to see this a couple years back, and then a few years before that I took my son. And in fact, I think that was the year, one of the years it was out at Walker Valley High School when we were out there. It was such a special event that this, you know, cheering for each other, supporting. My son was really blown away by the spirit when they crossed the finish line in one of these races. I forget which one it was. That all the participants turned around and cheered the other participants down as they came down. I mean, that brings a tear to your eye. Exciting that's how we should all be functioning at some level. So it was a great opportunity for my son, who was only 3, 4 at the time, to be able to talk to him about sportsmanship and the real spirit of competitive sports and how we should operate in this world. It was inspiring.
It's probably why your son has gotten the sportsmanship award.
Maybe. He's done really well with that.
Now, I have a question about the wheelchair races. Do they have special racing wheelchairs?
No, they have the regular wheelchairs, and we have 2 or 3, probably 4 different races. We have a 25-meter and 50-meter, but we have the motorized wheelchair races where they have the little mechanism to, you know, motorize, drive it down the track there. Then we have the assisted wheelchair races where they have their one-on-one person working with them. So they're getting some horsepower from that person as well, but it's highly contested. It's breakneck speed. It is photo finish. A lot of things like that. So,
really? So do they soup them up? Do they like put like some turbocharge in there on those
name stickers?
No, we're not pro yet. Yeah. We haven't gotten to that point.
We don't have sponsorship, so
no, we don't have the stickers like the race car guys, you know, and all that. But it's the true spirit of amateur athletics is what it's all about.
That is awesome.
It's just a great spirit. And the guys, like I said, they love it. and the gals love it. We have as many, maybe more female competitors than we do males, I guess. It's pretty well balanced out. It takes a lot of the staff, though, from all the schools. I don't give them credit enough, but it takes a lot of those guys to be there and contribute their Saturday to the event as well. So it's a great event, though. And we'll be doing it again probably end of April, 1st of May next year.
And folks, if you haven't had a chance to come out to one of these, it was just this past weekend, make sure you put it on your calendar for next year. It's usually this time of year every year, April, May. So put it on your calendar. You don't even need to know any of the competitors. You will be inspired, and you will be treated like friends and family. You come up there, they're so welcoming. Everybody, all the volunteers. It is a great spirit, a great event, so make sure you come on out next
I haven't been, but I think I'm going to go now. I think my daughter would really benefit from seeing that too.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I would really benefit.
You need to be there. It's special.
So amateur athletics, kind of nice segue. What do we got coming up? I know the football guys are already starting to gear up. This is supposed to be an exciting season. Anything to look for?
Well, it's hard to say at this time of year because the seniors are graduating within another couple of weeks, and you know all the schools around here, the local schools, Bradley, Cleveland, Walker Valley, and Polk County are going to lose some really, really good athletes.
Right.
Walker Valley's already had spring practice. Bradley and Cleveland start this week. I think they both start Wednesday maybe. I know Cleveland does. I talked to Mike Collier, who helped us with the Special Olympics over there Saturday, and they'll be starting this week, and they'll have 15 days, I believe, getting 10 practices, something like that. There's a strict limit on what they can do. But right now, everybody's in the middle of baseball. Walker Valley looks like they've got the district baseball clinched as far as the regular season goes. The district baseball tournament starts Wednesday at Bradley Central. They're the host school this year. So all the district games will be played there, and I believe Bradley and Cleveland tangle the first round.
Wow.
The way it turns out at Bradley. And I hadn't seen the set schedule yet, but there'll be a lot of excitement and interest there. Be some really good crowds, some good baseball there. And then school will break, and we'll look forward, fall practice will start late July or middle of July.
Wow.
Once 100 degrees outside.
Year round now, isn't it? Of course,
it really
I can't
is.
believe it is May today. So it's exciting to hear that, the update. Of course, this is kind of a hotbed for baseball. I know we've got the corner on wrestling, but there's a lot of really solid baseball players that come out of this region.
There really are right now. We've got 3 players in the major leagues or the minor leagues with Major League Farm teams. You know, we have Ryan Castile. He's in the Colorado Rockies League. We have Ryan Frazier from Walker Valley. Ryan Castile went to Bradley, and Ryan Frazier went to Walker Valley. And we got Cole Brand went to Bradley. He's with the Cardinals in their farm system. So that's a tough step. Each step it's exponentially harder to move on up there, and they're hanging in there. I think they've all been there about 3 years. Maybe Ryan and Cole been there 2 or their second or third season maybe now, but it's not probably the hardest major league sport or the major pro sport to get into would be baseball, because it's just such a tough sport to play. But and it's not so dependent on basketball, football, like your size, your weight, your strength. It's it's the know-how, how to do it, and the execution in baseball is a lot different than the other sports.
Yeah, I was thinking it was Ted Williams that said the hardest thing in sports is to hit a round ball with a round bat.
Yep.
And that's true. When you think about the success rate of a major league athlete is 30%, and that's an all-star level. That says something right
and
there.
there's no other sport that I'm aware of, and where when you're on offense, the other team has the ball.
Yeah.
So the team on defense has the ball, and they're going to make you hit it the way they want to, or where they want you to, or how they want it to.
I don't think it's that big a deal. I play slow pitch softball, and that is easy. It's just easy.
Yeah.
We'll book you into the farm.
That's right.
See how far you get along.
And before we let you go, Gary, Alan Nope's a friend of ours, and he constantly talks about what a great athlete he was back in the day, what a stud linebacker he was. Alan Nope, he used to say.
And you were calling games probably when he was playing,
said
right?
His big thing was nope, for Alan Nope. He'd stop him. Is there any truth to that rumor?
Well, he is a legend in his own mind.
That's right. That's right.
His claim to fame, at least to me, has been about his wrestling exploits at Cleveland High School. That's where he went to school. He apparently was a pretty decent wrestler. I don't think he won any state championships. He probably won some tournaments and things like that. But I may be wrong. I know he didn't win a state title, but I don't know what weight he wrestled at. Probably a lot less than it would be if he were trying to wrestle today.
He's moved up a couple weight classes.
Football? Didn't
He
play
did.
Football, yes, he played football too. Yes,
Yeah, that's
but
what he said.
he talks about wrestling more than football to me. So,
Yeah, there's probably a reason, because you probably don't remember him when he was playing football.
Well, Gary, we really appreciate you coming on, especially on short notice. We appreciate your insight in the sports community here locally, and probably even more importantly, Special Olympics, which is a great event you guys over at the Civitan Club hold every year. So thanks for all you do for our community.
thanks for having us. It's a very special treat to be here.
Excellent. Thanks, Gary. Well, folks, stick with us. We're going to have Sarah Anderson, our entertainment correspondent. She'll be up next. We'll be right back.
Have you ever thought about a career in television broadcast sales? Well, if so, WTMB might just be the place for you.
We're looking for a person that is self-motivated and energetic to join the WTMB family as a broadcast salesperson.
If that sounds like you, give us a call at area code 423-472-8892 or email us at joe@wtmbtv.net or kim@wtmbtv.net. We look forward to hearing from you, and let's get started today. Have annoying biting and stinging insects taken over your yard? Volunteer Ritapest can get it back. Make your yard a no-fly zone with Mosquito Guard. Volunteer Ritapest will eliminate these annoying pests, and you'll be able to work in your yard, have a pool party, a cookout, allow your children to play outside, or just sit outside and enjoy the evening. Volunteer Ritapest has developed an extremely effective treatment program that treats all shrubs, bushes, trees, and other foliage where mosquitoes and other biting, stinging insects live and breed. This material will not harm your plants or trees and leaves no harmful residue. This treatment program is safe for use around children and pets, but the best part is it's 100% guaranteed. If you are not 100% satisfied, Volunteer Ritapest will retreat for free until you are satisfied, or after 30 days, will cancel their agreement and refund 100% of your money. Give Volunteer Ritapest a call for a free no-obligation estimate. Phone 472-7736.
Discover great local programming right here on WTMB East Tennessee Television. Tune in weekday mornings at 6:30 a.m. for Tennessee Valley This Morning to find out what's going on in your local area. Watch East Tennessee Shopper with Joe and Kim Palo live every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Be caught up in all the latest sports action. Watch In the Spotlight with Brittany Jackson Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. with replays at midnight. All this and more on WTMB East Tennessee Television.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Ford, board certified in anti-aging medicine and pain management. Have you had recent decrease in energy, lack of sex drive, feel moody, grumpy, or sad? If so, you may have low testosterone and be a candidate for bioidentical hormone replacement. Listen to what two of my patients have to say.
Before I came to the Ford Clinic, I had to have a nap every day.
When I got off work, I'd lay around, really didn't want to do much and felt real lazy.
I've noticed since I had the testosterone implant that I can go a good 8 hours doing the things I enjoy doing.
I had it done, it took about 25-30 minutes, 5 months, and I'm doing good. My stomach, my muscles, they've completely changed. My fat level has dropped. Get to go out and run, exercise with my son. My muscles are just getting stronger.
If you'd like to change your life, please call me at Ford Center for Pain Management and Anti-Aging Medicine at 423-400-9115.
Very simple process, and it's well worth it.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
Welcome back, Tennessee Valley. Thanks for joining us on this beautiful, hot Tuesday morning. I'm Matt Ryerson, and we have our special entertainment correspondent, Sarah Anderson.
Special entertainment correspondent.
Special. You're special.
I was going to go with infamous, but...
Infamous works too. It's a
yeah.
good one.
Well, Sarah, let's jump right into it. We're excited. Of course, we actually sent you out on the trail this weekend. You were at the special event, the Rock the Relief event,
I was.
which is pretty cool. Maybe start out there. Give us an update. How'd it go?
It went pretty well. I think Friday night was really good. That's actually the only night I was able to be there because I ended up having car trouble Saturday and couldn't make it out to Charleston with a broken car. Weird how that happens. But Friday night was great. There were some really good bands there. One Shot Down, Kings of the Killer Fish. It was a really good fun night. We had they had great food vendors out there.
And just so our huge audience,
great following,
is aware. Rock the Relief was based on the events of April 27th.
Exactly. It was to commemorate the events of last year. We've had 2 other Rock the Relief events at bars around town, and this was out actually in a field at this beautiful. It's called Pappy's Place.
Pappy's Place, yeah.
It's this beautiful stage area.
Boogie at the Barn.
Boogie at the Barn is good. Yeah, same location. Fantastic.
Very Woodstock-like, I understand.
It is. It's great. There's
crazy.
plenty of parking. It's a neat. So anytime you have a chance to go out there.
Were there a lot of hippies there then?
No, there were a couple people in patchwork quilt skirts, but that's about as.
That's about as hippie as it got.
About as hippie.
Well,
it was just the locals.
That's not like
the
Woodstock
Cleveland
at all,
community.
then.
It was Woodstock for Cleveland.
There's probably a lot of smoking pot out there then too. Woodstock.
Let me clarify. Woodstock for Cleveland. So there was beer. There was no smoking pot.
Oh,
I was aware.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know.
Tarver actually donated a lot to us.
Tarver Distributing.
And
great
because
group
Ross has dealt with that himself. So it was fun. Great music. Good people. I think we'll try and they may do something similar again in the future.
Cool.
Out there.
Awesome.
But yeah, it was a really good. It was a good weekend.
There you go. From the scene itself, Sarah Anderson.
Yes.
So I know we sent you out to LA again. It's your typical flight out on Tuesday
I think we
afternoon.
need to start sending cameras with her whenever she goes to these things.
We should.
They actually get you reporting on the scene.
The problem is, Matt, is a lot of these celebrities don't like to talk on camera, so they'll tell her in private.
But not, exactly.
I get it. No, I understand.
So what's the news that is news? What's the buzz out there?
Well, I was over, in England for a couple days last week. So, of course, Prince Will and Kate celebrated their 1 year this weekend.
Oh. Soon to be King Will, right?
Let's not.
All right.
Let's
we're not opening that door for you.
Yeah. I actually almost didn't bring this up this week after the events of last week, but you can't pass up.
We sent a formal apology to the Queen.
Listen,
don't worry.
Listen.
The Queen.
I don't want the Queen to die.
Oh man!
I don't. No. I'm saying I don't.
No. All right.
Stop
there.
I just want Prince William to be king. That's all.
Okay. Okay. I can live with that. Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Prince William.
Thank you for clarifying. Yes. So Prince William and of course.
Did they do anything, or did they stay home and watch TV? Or
they went to a friend's wedding, and then they just went home to their cottage and just had a quiet night together, or whatever their night was like together. A night out of the public eye.
So you were there? You're like hanging out with them? So we played a little backgammon.
Oh, you were on their roof looking through their windows.
I had one of those cameras could zoom in from a mile away.
They sat there. They watched
that type of bug.
They watched a little bit of American Idol, and
so I guess we should say happy anniversary, Prince William.
Congratulations.
A little belated, but
yes.
The two of them. Yes. So that was the good. The bad is the Avengers has still not opened in the United States.
But it will be this weekend.
It will be this weekend, Friday. So that is actually, that's the excellent, if I had one.
Yes.
The extremely exciting. But the bad is that it has been opened worldwide since Wednesday.
Yes.
And has not been opened here yet. Which I understand the reason. But the good behind that, it's already gotten over $178 million worldwide.
Right, I heard that's breaking records like crazy.
Wow. It's insane.
You know what's interesting about this? I saw a little tidbit on it. They got together, the cast got together for some film festival a couple weeks ago. And Robert Downey Jr., who apparently you can't take seriously, says, we're not done yet, we're shooting the last scene tonight. And everybody laughed, and they asked the director, and the director said, yes, that's actually true. We have their costumes here. We're shooting one more scene tonight, one more surprise scene. So they had already shown the film to a few insiders. And then they said they were shooting it, and they asked one of the other the guy that was in the the new guy. He plays the
Captain America.
No, not the
Thor?
Captain, not the Thor. He's the Archer guy.
Oh yes.
He's a famous actor.
Yeah.
He was in
Jenner.
the-
No.
yeah. Keep going.
Renner.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner.
You combined his name.
I did.
Jenner. I like
Jay
it.
Renner.
Jay Renner. Jeremy Renner, who is an amazing actor, one of my favorite actors.
Mission Impossible.
He's going to be the new Jason Bourne, by the way.
Yes. Well, he's going to be a different.
How are they?
Yeah, they're doing a different.
It's not. He's not Jason Bourne.
He's in that same the Treadstone system.
Here's this with that thing. They're saying that Jason Bourne was the first.
Right.
And
but
so then there's
but
this whole
the project
after.
has continued to go on, oblivious to everybody else. The project has continued to go on, and Jeremy Renner is one of the next.
And so he's signed on for 2 films, and then he's doing a 3rd film where they're bringing Matt Damon and him together.
My brain might
Craziness.
explode.
But see, he was also in Mission
schedule's
Impossible, and they said that he might take.
He's taking Tom Cruise's role.
He might take that.
He's taking
So
that.
he's
That doesn't make any
just
sense to
plugging
me.
in
I don't like
everywhere.
that. I don't like
Any
that.
action
Anyways, he
movie.
was in this, and
All
I
right, I
asked
don't like
him, are you shooting one more scene? He said, yeah, I understand my costume's in my room right now, and we're shooting one more scene. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but it's this whole build-up for this movie. It's just crazy. So, yeah, this
One
Friday
thing that
night.
we should say is you have to watch to the end of the credits.
One of those.
All of the comic book movies,
Yeah, there's
the
always
Marvel comic
something
movies,
that gives-
they always put a tag scene on at the end
that's maybe
of the
what they were
credits.
shooting.
Could be.
And a lot of times it's referring to something that's to come.
Right, because
So
what they did that with Iron Man, both Iron Man. They did that with the Incredible Hulk. They did that with Thor, and all of it is like. And actually, at the end of the Incredible Hulk, Robert Downey Jr. shows up at the end because he's
Tony Stark.
and he's going to be the Iron Man, and so they're all just kind of linking it all together to come out with the Avengers. So the end of the credits, there's got to be something else that's going to probably.
So now I know there's probably not a whole lot of
teaser
comic
for the
book
future.
geeks watching this right now, and so we probably are down to 3 or 4 viewers. But if you're one of those 3 or 4. You know, I just got to throw out that I grew up kind of a DC comic book fan.
Batman, Superman.
I was a big Superman guy, and there has been talk of them doing something similar, a Justice League, where they bring Batman, Wonder Woman.
Well, there's
Superman,
a Wonder Woman
and
movie
Flash.
coming out.
Right, and so there's this build up to potentially do the same thing.
But they have to do a Flash, and they have to do Aquaman too.
Well, they got characters in the Avengers that haven't had their own movie.
That's true.
So
That's
you
true.
Could
but
see
but
that.
Aquaman and Flash were pretty instrumental in the Justice League.
Aquaman though. I mean, guys talking to fish.
It's Aquaman, yeah.
But the end of Thor, the end of Thor, at the end of the credits, they did that scene was the last teaser before the Avengers movie, and so they did a really cool scene at the end of that movie, and then now we have the Avengers. So
Friday,
we're all
what
excited.
else you got? We've had the good, we've had the bad.
Yes, and so the ugly. I wasn't aware of this somehow. I missed out on this little tidbit. But, well, I knew beforehand people were accusing Beyonce of, is she really pregnant?
Right.
No one was really sure. It all seemed so fast. Well, people have still been, for the last 3 months of Blue Ivy Carter's existence, have been accusing Beyonce of having used a surrogate and used a prosthetic baby bump.
Oh, really?
And apparently this has been a big deal, to the extent that she has had to, discuss, people brought this up to her, and she had to say, no, of course, obviously that wasn't the case. And she was quoted as saying, it wasn't hurtful, it was just crazy. I thought, where'd they come up with this? Obviously, yeah, that's insane. Like,
that
really,
is.
yeah.
You know,
I don't think it is.
Poor Beyonce having to defend
I
her.
don't think it is insane.
If I were her, I would have played it up. I think I would have gone. Could be not. I don't know.
I don't think it's crazy. I think I could see her using a surrogate. I mean, she's like
nothing wrong with surrogacy, but why would she have had? But does that mean she would
have blocked off a hospital? Wasn't she in the hospital?
Yeah,
that was a
she
big
had a
deal,
whole
or
floor blocked off.
She would have probably just said, "Hey, I'm using a surrogate."
Yeah.
And it would have popularized it, and people would have thought.
Oh.
I think it's not the surrogate thing that's weird. It's the whole why would she cover it up?
Why would there be all this crazy?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Oh.
Yeah, nothing wrong with surrogacy at all.
Well, I will say though that she is looking good for just having a baby after 2 months. She was named People's Most Beautiful Woman in the World.
That's amazing. The women recover from pregnancies.
Oh man, there's a friend of ours. She gave birth back in the middle of February. She's lost all the weight and then some.
You know, I'll just say though, in fairness, our wives are pregnant, and I'll just say that pregnant women are beautiful, and I'm not always a big fan of this Hollywood pressure for women to be skinny and lose weight so dramatically quickly. I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it's natural. And I think ultimately it causes health problems. So that's, I'll throw that on top of your argument.
Okay, all right, there you go. Now, the thing, though, that's interesting is just that breastfeeding, apparently just the pounds fall off of you. Well, not me,
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just saying. A mother who breastfeeds, apparently they lose tons of weight.
There is some breastfeeding controversy going on right now.
Yes, there's a lot about celebrities, whether or not it's okay for people to breastfeed in public. I'm like, women have been doing this since the beginning of time. Like, stop. If for some reason it's unhealthy for you two, or that's every woman's decision and their family's decision. But why bash women for doing what?
You know, I think the concern is, and I guess I can see both sides. My wife who has breastfed and they have all sorts of raps, and there's some women that aren't necessarily as
they're not as aware of.
Yeah, and
they're not as cautious about it.
You could be walking through the mall and go, "Whoa!" and see,
I saw it at church.
Than you anticipated.
I saw it at church.
At church?
I saw it at church. No cover.
No. Oh, yeah. That's
no cover.
I mean, I guess, and I can understand the natural aspect of it, but
be aware.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, wow, I really probably shouldn't be seeing this.
Yeah. No,
and so, then there's this awkward, do I look, do I not? So, I don't
exactly.
know. It's like it's something that's so beautiful, but also,
I'll tell you though, it is apparently very good, not only for the baby, but for the mother. Drop weight because just breastfeeding burns calories.
Yeah,
she's just sitting there and allowing the baby to feed, and boom, it's just.
Ignore the health benefits that it provides your child. It's the fact that you lose
weight.
I'm just saying. I am just saying.
All right, we're gonna. Sarah, can you stick around? Another segment. We'll do things that matter, and stick with us. We'll be right back.
Have annoying biting and stinging insects taken over your yard? Volunteer Rid-A-Pest can get it back. Make your yard a no-fly zone with Mosquito Guard. Volunteer Rid-A-Pest will eliminate these annoying pests, and you'll be able to work in your yard, have a pool party, a cookout, allow your children to play outside, or just sit outside and enjoy the evening. Volunteer Rid-A-Pest has developed an extremely effective treatment program that treats all shrubs, bushes, trees, and other foliage where mosquitoes and other biting, stinging insects live and breed. This material will not harm your plants or trees and leaves no harmful residue. This treatment program is safe for use around children and pets, but the best part is it's 100% guaranteed. If you are not 100% satisfied, Volunteer Rid-A-Pest will retreat for free until you are satisfied, or after 30 days, will cancel their agreement and refund 100% of your money. Give Volunteer Rid-A-Pest a call for a free no-obligation estimate. Phone 472-7736.
Discover great local programming right here on WTMB East Tennessee Television. Tune in weekday mornings at 6:30 a.m. for Tennessee Valley This Morning to find out what's going on in your local area. Watch East Tennessee Shopper with Joe and Kim Palo live every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Get caught up in all the latest sports action. Watch In the Spotlight with Brittany Jackson, Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. with replays at midnight. All this and more on WTMB East Tennessee Television.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Ford, board certified in anti-aging medicine and pain management. Have you had recent decrease in energy, lack of sex drive, feel moody, grumpy, or sad? If so, you may have low testosterone and be a candidate for bioidentical hormone replacement. Listen to what two of my patients have to say.
Before I came to the Ford Clinic, I had to have a nap every day.
When I got off work, I'd lay around, really didn't want to do much, and felt real lazy.
I've noticed since I had the testosterone implant that I could go a good 8 hours doing the things I enjoy doing.
I had it done, it took about 25-30 minutes, 5 months, and I'm doing good. My stomach, my muscles, they've completely changed. My fat level has dropped. Get to go out and run, exercise with my son. My muscles are just getting stronger.
If you'd like to change your life, please call me at Ford Center for Pain Management and Anti-Aging Medicine at 423-400-9115.
It's a very simple process, and it's well worth it.
Have you ever thought about a career in television broadcast sales? Well, if so, WTMB might just be the place for you.
We're looking for a person that is self-motivated and energetic to join the WTMB family as a broadcast salesperson.
If that sounds like you, give us a call at area code 423-472-8892 or email us at joe@wtmbtv.net or kim@wtmbtv.net. We look forward to hearing from you, and let's get started today.
I'm Byron Winters with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. Contact me for all of your business insurance needs. From general liability to workers' comp, commercial auto, and business umbrellas, Landmark Insurance has you covered.
I just got to say, welcome back, first of all, but our producer and owner of the station, Kim Palo, was just here, made a quick visit.
Yeah.
She was commenting on my weight loss, which I'm very pleased about, over 50 pounds, 60 pounds actually now. And she was commenting, and my co-host started getting very, what's the word I'm looking for here, Sarah?
No. Now listen, no. She claimed I was jealous about the weight loss, and I'm not. I am happy to be a big guy. However, I'm a little jealous about the hair. But she just was just falling all over herself in love with you, and I'm just like, listen.
The button was the phrase.
Listen, just leave it alone.
I love this station.
Yeah.
I love this station.
I mean, my gosh. And then she has the nerve to just say, oh, well, other Matt, the lesser Matt, you're nice Matt. Too. I'm like, what?
That's a quote.
Are you serious?
Lesser Matt.
My
it's
goodness
okay, I called
gracious.
you the other Matt to be both.
The other Matt, yeah, I'm the other Matt.
I want to do a quick shout out, and you know, Allison Pierce, who is a good friend of mine, her son Logan won this major. I mean, he's in middle school. He's over at Ocoee Middle School, and he enters these contests, these science contests. Well, he builds like this underwater transport for cameras that help potentially search for stuff underwater. And he builds this whole thing, waterproof, unbelievable. Next Bill Gates is what they're saying. Anyways, Allison and Logan's grandmother, Allison's mother, is a regular watcher of the show, so I'm going to give a shout out to Allison's mother. I last time I had lunch with Allison, I forgot to ask Allison's mother's name, so I'm just going to go by Allison's mother.
There you
go. Welcome. I'm glad you're watching.
Glad you're watching.
We wish you'd get your neighbor to watch, because that would make two of you.
That would make two of you. And now comes your favorite segment, Allison's mother. My name is Matt, and these are the things that matter. We have discovered the truth, or the reason behind Queen Elizabeth's long life. A treat made from an eel-like fish called a lamprey, which literally looks like an eel, and it's got a really ugly mouth, and it just looks disgusting, is being prepared by the British city of Gloucester in honor of Queen Elizabeth's Diamond Jubilee in June, the 60th anniversary of the Queen's ascent to the throne. The city has given the pie as a gift to the standing monarchs since the Middle Ages and offered one to the Queen at her 1952 coronation. So we now know the reason she has been on the throne for as long as she has, and she's lived as long as she has. It's because she eats lamprey pie.
A fish pie.
Well, then that doesn't bode well for her leaving the throne anytime soon if she's getting another this.
Yeah. I know, right? That's what I'm kind of concerned about. So I am actually making a plea to Gloucester to not make the pie this year.
Oh, that's nice.
I just want to see if it has an effect, that's all. Actually, this last weekend I went out with some friends, and their great-grandfather was there. 92 years old that day. He was actually having his birthday. He's 92 years old. And I said, hey, were you in the war? And he said, yeah, I was in World War II. I had never met somebody
Wow.
in the last 10 years
That's
that was
great.
in World War II.
Cool.
But that was
Yeah.
really kind of cool to
Great
meet a
history.
guy
Wonderful generation.
that old. Really cool. So the Queen is disgusted every year in June. Okay.
Pie made of fish.
Made of fish. A fish, eel-like fish pie. A scorned dentist is facing jail time after surgically removing all of her ex-boyfriend's teeth after he dumped her. Marek Olszewski, 45, made the mistake of scheduling an appointment this week with his ex, 34-year-old Anna Malkowiak, for a toothache. I'm going to just pause right there. I have no idea how to pronounce these names.
Yeah.
That is, I think, obvious. But the first problem here, you have an ex-girlfriend and you schedule an appointment where you are going to be put under. I'm just not sure I'm really into that. So she allegedly did what any burned girlfriend would do with a set of pliers and some anesthetic. She doped him up, pulled out all his teeth, and wrapped his head with bandages so he wouldn't notice until after he left her office.
That is crazy. That is insane.
That's making my mouth hurt.
I don't know why you'd make an appointment with your ex-girlfriend.
That's the thing. That's why do you make an appointment with your ex-girlfriend? I don't get
you're
it.
kind of asking trouble there. Hey, knock me out and do as you will. I have a little toothache. Well, truthfully, she took care of the toothache.
That's a good point.
Have a toothache.
She said.
Nor will he ever have a toothache again.
The quote was, she said that he was lying there unconscious, and I thought, man, he's just a jerk, so I'm going to do it.
So I'm going to completely change his life.
Yeah, well, and do something that he's going to sue her for and the whole thing.
And she could go to jail. Because
and the whole thing.
Malpractice. That's insane.
I just thought that was absolutely ridiculous.
All right. Interesting.
The news on Channel 6 reports that a meth lab in David Williams' pants exploded during a scuffle with a police officer, according to the Oklahoma Highway Patrol. Williams and his friend were originally pulled over for speeding early Friday morning in Okmulgee County, Oklahoma. But when a trooper asked about a chemical smell coming from the car, Williams fled, according to police. After a brief struggle, it was determined that there was an active meth lab in his pants that burst during the struggle and got all over his body.
Wow, this is one of these stupid criminal stories.
Yes, it is.
If I had it in my pants, no one will know.
Remember we talked about the tiny meth lab that somebody had in a Walmart bathroom a few weeks ago? Now they're doing it in their pants. I mean, what is going on?
I mean, there's just...
They're getting smarter. That's what's happening.
Wait a minute. Smarter?
I'm kidding.
Oh.
I can see that. I've watched Cops enough to know when they pat them down, they're going to say, you got anything in your pocket, any weapons or anything I should be concerned about? All right, you got me. They got an active meth lab in my left pocket.
There's a meth lab in there. Watch yourself.
Please don't pat it down
Some
too
harsh
hard.
chemicals.
Yeah, it will explode.
And if you have a meth lab, why are you going to start running?
And
Because
shaking up
it's
bleach
all,
and Sudafed.
if you make meth, you know that it's very highly volatile. It'll blow up.
There's a cartoon on this one waiting to happen, I think. All right, one more.
An Idaho man has been charged with assault after authorities say he ordered another man to perform the moonwalk at gunpoint. Police say they were called Monday to cross his home in Clark Fork, Idaho, after getting a report that he pointed a rifle at another man and demanded that the man perform the dance move popularized by Michael Jackson in the 1880s.
You know what I like about this?
1980s.
1980s, yeah. You know what I like about it? You remember the old movies and cartoons where they'd say, dance, and they'd start shooting at your feet. And the person
Yes!
You know what I like about it? This guy was more specific. So I don't want a jig. I don't want the waltz. I want the moonwalk.
Don't just dance. You got a moonwalk. And you know what this reminds me of, actually? Is Back to the Future 3. Did you ever see that movie, Back to the Future 3?
There's a scene in that.
Exactly. He walks into a cantina or whatever, and he goes back to the 1880s. This is why I said 1880s, I think. And he meets up with a guy, and he gets into a conflict, and the guy's like, dance, and he starts doing like this. And so Michael J. Fox ends up moonwalking. That was his dance. He didn't know any other dance. It was the 1980s, and so he just...
And they all looked at him strange.
And they all looked at him strange because he was dancing
folks,
the moonwalk.
I hope
with a
this
gun
started.
pointed at
I hope you started this Tuesday morning
I thought it was
funny. With a smile on your face, and we hope you have a continued wonderful day. Take your umbrella with you. Might see a spot of rain. Otherwise, have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining us.